The following presentation is brought to you by the 2008 QE2 Foundation's Go for the Green Charity Golf Tournament.
Welcome to the Daily News Insight, video tips for a modern life. My name is Robert Weber. I'm from the Yoga Loft in Halifax. This is my assistant, Genevieve, and this is the Yoga for Golfers podcast. Over the next 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to be taking you through a series of very simple yoga postures to help you improve your balance, your strength, your rotation through your spine, and your core stability, so that when you step out onto the golf course this spring, you'll be hitting the ball further with more accuracy and lowering your scores, and having a lot more fun with your friends too. Our first pose is called tree pose. As Genevieve comes up into the posture, you'll notice that it's all about balance. A simple beginner posture is to have the foot on the knee bent, and the hands at the chest, and focus on finding your center of gravity and relaxing through the foot that's on the floor. As you progress, you can start to move the foot a little higher, so you open the hip a little more, and stretch your arms above your head. Let's take about 5 or 6 breaths, and then repeat it on the other leg. Balance your body nice and evenly. When you're hitting the ball off the fairway, this means you're going to hit the ball nice and crisply and cleanly. And if you have a hanging lie where the ball is above or below your feet, then again, you can still get that nice clean contact with the ball because you're really balanced. Our second posture is called Warrior 2. Warrior 2 is going to help you build more strength in your legs. As you can see, as Genevieve bends her knee, she's working the quadricep muscles on both legs. And a beginner posture would be to start here with the hands on the hips and just build leg strength gradually, just holding the posture longer and longer. Then, when you develop more strength, you take the arms up so they're parallel to the floor, so you work the tricep muscles in the arms and the upper back muscles a little as well as your legs. Now what you'll do here is take 5 or 6 breaths on this side, and then you'll take 5 or 6 breaths on the other side, and just gradually increasing the time you're there with more practice. What this leg and arm strength does is gives you the ability to have more force and power through the downswing as you're hitting the ball, making a very strong contact hitting the ball further. It also gives you more control, so you can work more subtly with your shots. For example, if you're hitting out of a divot on the fairway, or if you have to hit the ball into the wind, or if you're trying to hit the ball out of the rough, again, you get more control with your shots. So once you've done both sides of the posture, then you'd come into the third pose, which is a twisting lunge. And this is going to help you to develop more rotation in your hips, spine and shoulders. With more rotation, you'll get more flow through your swing, which again would help with distance and power. It also helps with rhythm and tempo, so that you'll hit the ball with a nice smooth flow. And it'll also help you to bring the club head back to the ball nice and squarely as well, which will start to help with your accuracy too. Once again, you take 5 or 6 breaths here, and you can work in this simple posture, which beginners can try with the hand on the inside of the left foot and the arm above the head. And then as you get a little bit more into the practice of twisting and opening up the shoulders, you take the hand on the other side of the right foot, stretch that right arm all the way above your head so you lengthen the back and shoulders a little further. So 5 breaths on each side, and then you come down into our 4th and 5th postures. Core stability is created at the front and back of the body, so boat pose number 1 creates abdominal strength. If you're a beginner, you can start off here, with the knees bent and the feet at the same height as the knees, and most importantly, supporting the low back by having the hands nicely behind the knees. As you develop more core strength, take the hands away and stretch them down the legs, so you work more completely with the abdominal muscles. Stay here for about 5 or 6 breaths, and then when you're ready, just go into boat pose number 2. Bring the feet to the floor and swing around onto your stomach. Start with your hands down by your hips, and the beginner position here would be simply to lift in the upper back, so you work those upper back muscles and open up the chest. Stay here for 5 or 6 breaths, and then as you develop more strength through the body, lift up the legs, and so you work the middle and lower back too. Stay here for 5 or 6 breaths, and then when you're ready, you would come down and sit back into child's pose. What you're doing here by developing more core strength is giving you the ability to stay grounded and stable in your posture as you move through your backswing, downswing and follow through. And most importantly, to swing through a single plane, so you don't loop the club by taking it inside the line on the backswing, outside the line on the downswing, which, as we all know, tends to lead to slicing, where we carve the ball off into the rough, the bunker, or to the water hazard. So developing this core strength gives you basically more accuracy and more consistency in your swing. So just to review, what we've been doing here is working through 4 or 5 postures to help you build balance, strength, greater rotation in your spine, more core stability, so that when you step out onto the golf course this spring and summer, you're going to be hitting the ball further, with more consistency, with more accuracy, and with better scores. And of course, having more fun with your friends while you're doing all this. So this is Robert Webber from the Yoga Loft, wishing you a lot of fun and a lot of success on the golf course this season.
The annual charity golf tournament, Go for the Green, is a one-day premier charity tournament and the leading fundraiser of its kind in the Maritime Provinces. Since 1992, funds from the Go for the Green charity golf tournament purchased several critically needed pieces of equipment and assisted in the reshaping of the ICU unit at the QE2's VG site. For more information on how to become involved with the QE2 Foundation's special events, please call 473-7932. Whether as a sponsor, auction contributor, or volunteer, we want to hear from you.